So the recording has been started. So now the next is the two sample mean. Two sample mean for the t-test where my sample size is less than 30. Fine. So write down the question for the same. So the mean procedure of a wheat of sample of the mean produce of wheat of a sample of 100 fields is 200 lbs. So the mean produce of the wheat of a sample of 100 fields is 200 lbs per acre with a standard deviation of 10 lbs. Fine. So you are given with that the mean produce of a wheat of sample of 100 fields is 200 lbs per acre with a standard deviation of 10 lbs. Another sample of, sorry, no, this question is of Z test because there will be like 100 fields and 150 fields. So it is greater than 30. So it is a case of your Z test. It is not a case of your T test. Clear the difference between the two? So here because there will be a sample size of 100 and 150. So it is a two sample. But as it is n is greater than 30 in both the cases, 100 and 150 samples. So both are greater than 30. So it is a case of Z test, not of the T test. Fine. So write down the another question. Write down this question which I am telling you.
सर व्हाइट बोर्ड पे लिख दो.
I'm writing in the word only. So the sample of sales, in a similar shops.
सर आप वर्ड में लिख रहे हो क्योंकि हमें विजिबल नहीं है कुछ भी.
मैं वर्ड पे अभी लिख रहा हूँ, अभी इतने लिखो. आई एम राइटिंग ऑन बोर्ड ऑल्सो. A sample, the samples of sales in the similar shops in two towns. The sample of sales, samples of sales in similar shops in two towns. In two towns were taken and the results are as follows. So town A, the data is given as mean sales. For town A, the mean sales is your 57 and variance is 5.3. And the size of the sample is equal to 5. So that is the data given for town A. Now for town B, the data for town B is like the mean sales is 61. So mean sales is 61 and the variance is 4.8 and the size of the sample is 7. Is there any significant difference in the sales in the two towns? So the question is there any significant between the sales in two towns? So use 5% level of your significance. Fine, so this is your question. So now read the question first and then try to understand that which case it is. So like here, there will be, in this particular question, there will be two towns and the similar shop sample will be taken and the mean sales and variance of the is the results. So it is like the in town A, we have taken the sample of 5 shops and the mean sales of that 5 shops is 57 with the variance of 5.3. And in the town B, we have taken a sample of 7 shops. The mean sales is 61 and the variance is 4.8. Now we have to compare is there any significant difference between the sales in the two towns or not. Fine. So which is this case? Which is the case is if this is a case of proportion or mean, we have to compare the mean of the two shops, two towns. So that is the case of a two sample mean because there will be two samples now, A and B. And the size of the sample is 1 of 5, 1 of 7. So both are less than 30. So it is a case of a two sample t test. Fine. So it is a case of a two sample t test. Fine. So first step is, so the steps remain the same as we have already discussed that. So step 1 is formulation of hypothesis. So H naught is the sales of town A is equal to sales of town B. So that will be your null hypothesis, and alternate hypothesis is sales of town A is not equal to sales of town B. So sales of town A is not equal to the sales of town. Right? Any doubt? Then comes the step 2. Step 2 is your one tail or two tail. So if this is a case of one tail or two tail. If this is a case of one tail or two tail test.
So it is a two-tailed.
It is a two tail test because town A can be less or town A can be bigger. So any more difference can be there. So there it is a two tail test. So it is a two tailed test. Now step 3 is calculate the calculated value of the statistic. So formula for this two sample mean for the t test is, so t calculated is equal to x1 bar, or I will write x1 mean. Here there will be two means we have to compare. So one is your x1 bar minus x2 mean divided by x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by under root of under root of S1. S1 is the standard deviation of the first sample. So S1 square divided by N1 plus 2 square divided by N2. So that becomes the formula for your T calculated. So that is x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by under root of under root of S1 square divided by N1 plus S2 square divided by N2. So this becomes your, so this is the formula for the two sample mean for T calculated. So apply this formula and calculate for the T calculated. You have everything with you in the data. Apply this and calculate the value. So what is the value of x1 bar? So T calculated is,
57.
first is x1 bar. So x1 bar is
57.
57 minus
61.
61. That is your numerator. Then divided by
5 square.
57 minus 61 divided by under root of, so divided by under root of
12.
S1 square. S1 square is, so you are given with the variance. So variance is none other than S1 square only, because the square of the standard deviation is the variance. So you are directly given with the variance. But if in the formula it demands S1, you have to take the under root of variance to calculate the SD. But now as the formula says S1 square, so you are directly given with the value S1 square as 5.3. So 5.3 divided by the sample size 5 and then plus 4.8 divided by 7. So calculate the value of this T calculated. So the T calculated value becomes,
The rate is 1.34.
overall value you are telling out?
Yes, sir. Final value it is 1.34.
T calculated comes out to be 1.34.
34.
Let's, I'll check once also if it is right. 5.3 divided by 5 is 1.06 plus 4.8 divided by 7. Is 1.745 under root of
It is
1.
It is
Sir,
square. Square.
it is 5 plus square. It is not 5 square and
So
4.8 plus square.
One by one. Yes.
Sir, actually, in the formula you have written the S1 square upon N1 and S2 square upon N2.
Hmm.
So here, if you divide 5.3 by 5, then square is not there, na sir? So first of all, we need to square
No, but
5.3.
no, you are given with the variance. You are not given with the SD. See in the question, you are provided with the variance, not standard deviation. So variance is by default the square of your SD. So you are given with the S1 square values only in the question.
Oh, acha. Then it is wrong, sir.
So because variance is given to you, if in the data or in the question, if SD is given to you, then you have to make the S1 square. But we are provided with the S1 square values only as the variance is given, not the SD. So it is 1.06 plus 4.8 divided by 7.
Sir, in formula S1 square, that means variance square.
No. S1 is your standard deviation. So S1 square is your variance. The square of your SD is
Okay,
your
हाँ जी,
variance.
square of
So तुम्हें
variance.
variance ही given है directly.
Okay.
Fine. So
Yes,
you
sir.
have to take the under root of 1.745.
1.32 under root.
So 1.32 is the under root answer, and then you have 4. So 4 divided by 1.32. So 3.03 is the answer. Fine. So T calculated.
Here we ignore the negative sign, sir.
You have to ignore the negative sign because area is always the probability, or can say it is always the positive.
Okay, fine, sir.
Okay, so the value comes 3.03. Now the step 4 is the table value. Now for the table value you have to see the degrees of freedom first. So what is the degrees of freedom in this case? So the degrees of freedom for 2 sample mean. For 1 sample you have simply made the n minus 1. Whatever the sample is, you have to decrease 1 from that, so it becomes n minus 1. But now what is the case of this? Here it is the case like there we have 2 samples now. So how you can calculate the degrees of freedom in this case? So the degrees of freedom in it is like n1 minus 1 plus n2 minus 1. Fine, दोनों में 1 minus होंगे. So nutshell it becomes, so the summarized becomes n1 plus n2 minus 2. So that becomes your degrees of freedom. So n1 plus n2 minus 2. So that will be your degrees of freedom. So here if I calculate the degrees of freedom, so the answer becomes 5 plus 7 minus 2. So which is 10. In our case, the degrees of DF becomes 10. Fine. So calculate the table value. So it is a case of 5% level of significance and 2 tail. So that means you have to check for 0.025. You have to check the value for 0.025, and you have to check the first column as in the degrees of freedom as 10. So you have to check the row as a 10th row where the degrees of freedom is coming out to be 10. So in front of 10 and 0.025, what is the value? That is your T table. So what will be the T table value? Tell me the T, if you have a table with you. I have shared in the last class. If I'll share you again.
Sir, in the last
Yes,
class, it is not.
WhatsApp can you share it?
So this is the T table. So you have to check the values for degrees of freedom as 10 and then 0.025. So for 2 tail you have to see, for they are given both 1 tail and 2 tail. So we have to check for 0.025 1 tail. So 0.025 is this one. Fine. So 2 tail is 0.05, 1 tail is 0.025. So we will check for 0.025. So 0.025 and the degrees of freedom as 10. So this comes out to be 2.238. So that is the value of 2.238. So now 2.238 is
Miss sir,
इसमें आपने सर 1 tail के लिए check किया है। तो आपने
देखो
इसमें
1 टेल के लिए हमने 2 टेल को पहले ही ऑलरेडी 1 टेल करके 0.025 कर दिया ना। हमारा 2 टेल में 5% था, तो 1 टेल में अपने आप ही 0.025 आ गया।
So we can check for in 2 tail 0.05 also.
Okay, don't confuse with this because they are provided with the table for both 1 tail and 2 tail. But in case I'll give the another table. Written there.
नहीं सर, अगर
हाँ
I'm checking for two tail, तो then I'll check for 0.05 क्योंकि वो सेम ही
हाँ।
कॉलम है, कॉलम तो सेम है एंड वो सेम ही वैल्यू आएगी, दैट मींस
हाँ मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, अगर तुमने
मतलब either I check for two tail 0.05 or
हाँ,
one tail 0.025.
0.05.
हाँ,
The
in both
objective is
cases,
that only.
हाँ हाँ we have same value.
It is the same objective you have to check. Like if you are checking for 0.05 two tail or 0.025 one tail, so that should be the same answer.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, that because it is a 0.05 and you are checking the two tails, you can directly put this value. But if you are converting into one tail, so then you have to check for one tail value for 0.025.
Okay, sir. Fine. Okay.
Now the point is clear.
Yes, sir.
So they are provided with the both the values, but normally in the table they are provided with the one tail values only. So we have to check accordingly. If it is a two tail test, so 5% will be converted into 0.025 and we have to check the value at 0.025. But if it is a one tail test, we automatically check the value of 0.05. We don't have to check for 0.025. Fine. So the value comes out to be 2.228. So the T calculated value is, so the T calculated value becomes 2.228.
Is it table value, na?
Sorry, T table value. So T table value is 2.228.
228.
Yes, sir.
So this will be your table value. Now the step 5 is to comparison. So 5 step is if T calculated is greater than T table or not. So here is T calculated is greater than T table. 3.03 is greater than your 2.228. So T calculated is greater than T table. So the result is will reject the null hypothesis. Rejection of null hypothesis means there is a significant difference between the sales of the two towns, town A and the town. Okay? So there is a significant difference between the sales, like 57 and 61. There is a significant difference between the sales in the two towns, town A and the town. Fine. Any doubt in this? Write down the next question. Write down the next one. A group of of 7-week-old chickens a group of a group of 7-week-old chickens were taken and the data is as follows.
Old what?
A group of 7-week-old chickens were taken with the protein weight as follows. With the protein weight as follows. So which is 12, 15, 11, 12, 15, 11, 16, 14. Which is like 12, 15, 11, 16, 14, 14 and 16. This is the 7. We have taken the data for 7-week-old chickens. A sample of a 7-week-old chickens were taken. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the 7 ounces. A second group of 5 chickens are taken, and the data is for the second sample. The data for 5 is to be taken, and the data is 8, 10, 14, 10 and 13. For the second, it is like 10, 8, 10, 14, 10, 13. Test at 5% level whether there is a significant evidence that the protein has increased the weight of the chickens. Fine, so it is like the question, we are provided with the proteins, and the 7 chickens are to be taken first. In the first 7 chickens are given these amount of proteins, and in the another the 5 chickens are given this amount of protein. So the question is whether test at 5% level of significance whether there is significant evidence that additional protein has increased the weight of the chickens. Clear? So additional protein given has increased the weight of the chicken. So you have to calculate this. So now, so this is a case of again T test, Z test. Which case it is? It is a case of T test because 7 sample and 5 samples. So it is again a case of your T test. Okay. Now, if it is a case of T test, now the next is because it is a case of a T test, whether you have to test that if it is a T or Z. It is a T test because less than 7 and 5 it is a T. Then we have to compare the means of the two. So it is a case of your 2 sample mean. So 2 sample mean T test. So step 1, null hypothesis H0. So H0 is, what is the value of H0?
There is no significant difference in the weight
In
of
the,
2 samples.
so alternate is, now here the alternate is mu1 or mean 1, you can say. Mean 1 is greater than mean 2 because here it is, the question is saying, sorry, this is your HA. And H0 is mean 1 is equal to mean 2. So H0 is mean 1 is equal to mean 2. But alternate is mean 1 is greater than mean 2 because it is only concerned that if the increase in the protein will increase the weight of the hen or the chicken. Fine. So here it is, and the next step is 1 tail, 2 tail. So this is your, yeah.
हाइपोथेसिस नहीं समझ रहा है.
Hypothesis में देखो क्या है यहाँ पे. Here it is a case mean 1 is equal to mean 2. Now it is like we are given the proteins to the chickens. We have to check whether the increased protein given to the chicken will increase the weight of the chicken. So I'm saying that there is no effect of given protein to the weight. So there is no effect of proteins on the weight of the chicken. So that is mean 1 is equal to mean 2. So both the samples have the insignificant effect of the proteins on the weight of the chicken. But alternate is like you are seeing the first case, there will be given more proteins rather than first protein. Second case में protein कम दिए, first case में protein ज़्यादा दिए. ठीक, तो हमने क्या कहा है, और वो कह रहा है कि इफ द मोर प्रोटीन्स आर गिवन देन द वेट ऑफ द hen will increase. So but अब यहाँ पे हम क्या कह रहे हैं, the weight of the hen will increase HA. So it is a case of your one tail test. आगे बात,
Sir, repeat
Yes,
करना.
sir.
it is like if there will be no effect of the proteins to the weight of the chicken. So हम फर्स्ट केस देखो, ए में हमने प्रोटीन ज्यादा दिए हैं, 12, 15, 11, 16, 14, कोई भी वैल्यू 11 से कम नहीं है. बट इफ यू चेक द सेकंड केस, 5 हैंड्स में से 3 को 10 से कम प्रोटीन दिए. तो हमने ये देखना है वेदर दे विल बी सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस इन द वेट ऑफ द हैंड्स इन ए सेक्शन एंड बी सेक्शन. ए ग्रुप में और बी ग्रुप में वेट ऑफ द हैंड्स में क्या सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस है. तो पहले तो मैंने कहा देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस इन द मीन ऑफ वेट ऑफ hen 1 and hen 2. So that is mean 1 is equal to mean 2. Then there is a significant difference will be mean 1 is greater than mean 2, as we had only check about if the more proteins is to be given, the weight is increased or not. So that's why the mean 1 is greater than mean 2. It's not like not equal to. We are only concerned with the increase in the weight, not with the decrease. So that's why it is a one-tail test. Fine. एक सेकेंड के लिए वेट कर रहा हूँ बस. Fine. So now step 3. So step 3 is the calculated value. So here there is a difference in the calculated value. Why? Why there is a difference? It is the same 2 sample t test. So why there is a difference in the formula? What is the difference here?
It is a one-tail test, sir.
No, one tail test only differs in your table value. If it is one tail or two tail, it does not take into account in the calculated value. So t calculated value will remain the same whether it is a one tail or it is a two tail test. The one tail and two tail will play only role when you have to decide your level of significance, that if it is divided into two parts or not divided into two parts. So that is the role play of the one tail test or the two tail test. But t calculated value does not consider anything like if it is a one tail or a two tail test. But what is the difference in this particular case as compared to the previous case?
Sir, in
So
this
variance
question,
is not given,
we
sir.
have to give in means.
Variance is not given.
The difference is in the previous case you are provided with the data like mean and variance, but here the data is given, you are not provided. You have to calculate the mean and the variance from this data only. So you have to calculate the mean and variance from the data itself. So calculate the first. For the t calculated, write down the formula for this is again x1 x1 mean minus x2 mean. So x1 mean minus x1 mean minus x2 mean. So again there will be two means. So x1 mean minus x2 mean divided by x1 mean minus x2 mean divided by SP. SP divided by 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. Clear? So x1 bar minus x2 bar. So the formula is x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by SP into 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. Fine. So this is your formula which says
Sir,
x1
एक
bar.
बारी repeat.
Repeat कर रहा हूँ. x1 bar minus x2 bar. So x1 bar means the mean of the first sample. So you can calculate the mean of the first sample. So you are given with this data, you can calculate the mean for this. So that becomes your x1 bar.
21.
Fine. So here if we calculate the x1 bar. So x1 mean, if I calculate, so what is the value of x1 mean? 21.
Yes, sir.
Then x, so this will be like 12 plus 15 plus 11 plus 16 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 divided by 7.
7.
Fine. So that comes out to be 21.
So it is 14.
Mhm.
14, sir.
14, 14 and 16. Once again, check the data. It is 12, 15, 11. Wait a second.
सर ऊपर जो
Hello?
टाइप्ड है उसमें 3 14 थी.
Good morning, sir. हाँ जी sir. Hello. So it will be x1 bar minus x2 bar divided by, so we are calculating, we are checking the data. So this is 16, not 14. So this is 12, 15, 11, 16, 14, 14, 16. So now the mean becomes mean कितना आता है?
Sir,
Mean है
14.
14.
हाँ जी.
तो पहले से 21 गलत होगा, इतना थोड़ी फर्क आ जाएगा. So x1 bar is 14, and then what is the x2 bar?
11.
11.
X2 bar is 11. So we have to compare that whether there is a significant difference between this 14 and 11. So if there is increase in the weight of the hens when we are given with the more proteins. Fine. So that is x1 bar minus x2 bar. So 14 and 11 we are know with. Now n1 we know that is 7 and n2 we know that is 5. But what is the value of sp now? So sp, so write down the formula for sp now. So there will be formula for sp. So where sp is equal to sp is equal to under root of Hello. So write down the formula for SP. So Andy sir. Hello. Hello.
Sir, sir.
So the SP formula is N1
Excuse me,
minus
sir.
1 into, yes.
Sir, last question में formula में we have taken variance and in last question we have done उसमें formula was different and so that is because of two-tailed test.
No. That is because the SD is not given to us directly. If we are provided with the standard deviation directly, we have to apply this formula.
Okay.
If the if the data is given, then we have to apply this.
Okay.
And I will forget here, there is also under root over here. मैं इस फॉर्मूले में अंडर रूट लगाना भूल गया हूँ, but there is an under root also. Okay. So under root of the complete, this one. Under root of SP divided by 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2. Now what is the value of SP? It is under root of N1 into, so under root of N1 minus 1 S1 square plus N2 minus 1 S2 square divided by 1 plus N2 minus 2 and the complete under root है. ये complete under root है. So this will be N1 minus 1 by S1 2 plus N2 minus 1 S2 square whole divided by N1 plus N2 minus 2 पूरे का under the root. So that will be the formula for SP. Clear? So this becomes N1 minus 1 into S1 square plus N2 minus 1 into S2 square divided by N1 plus N2 minus 2. Fine. So N1 minus 1 S1 so this is under root of N1 minus 1 S1 square plus N2 minus 1 into S2 square whole divided by N1 plus N2 minus 2 ka under the root. So first you have to calculate this SP, then whatever the value of SP comes, you have to put the value of SP into this. Fine. So calculate the value of S1. Now S1 is the standard deviation of the first data. Again, you have to divide it with n minus 1. So the sigma 1 becomes S1 becomes, so the data is this, so mean is 14. So first you have to calculate the individual differences. So for that you have to calculate the x minus x mean. So x minus x mean becomes -2, then -1, then -3, 2, 0, 0, और क्या आएगा 8 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 it is -2 for first, -1, -3, 0, sorry 2, 0, 0 and 2. Why 1 2 3 4 5 6 7? So it is -2 plus 1. So -2 plus 1 -3 plus 2. So I've written 1 2 extra. So 0 0 2. So this becomes your x minus x mean. Now you have to calculate x minus x mean ka square. So which is 4 1 9 4 1 9 4 0 0 4. So that becomes your x minus x mean square. Then you have to find the sum of this. So what is the sum of this x minus x mean ka sum? Which is 4 plus 4 8, 8 plus 9,
22.
8 plus 9 it is 17, 18 and 22. So the answer becomes under root of
So
divided by
7.
minus x bar
not
square
7 by
divided
6.
by
6. That is the difference. So you have to divide it by n minus 1, not with n. In general standardization, you have to divide by n. But in case of t-test, you have to divide by n minus 1.
this is standard error. As you
Standard error. Yeah. So if you divide with 22 by 6 and then the under root of the same, that will be the value of S1. So tell me the value of S1. (22 by 6) divided under root of 22 by 6. So
0.78.
1.91.
आएगा सर 1.914.
1.91 is the value.
Yes, sir.
So this becomes 1.91, which is S1. Similarly, calculate S2. अब पहले यहाँ से डिफरेंसेस निकाल लो x minus x mean. X minus x mean is -3, -3, -1, 3, -1 and 2. So this becomes your x minus mean. Now the square of the same, so this becomes 9 9 1 sorry 9 1 9 1 4. So now add all these. So 10 19 20 24. So 24 divided by 4. So 24 divided by 4 6 under root of 6. So that is the under root of 6 will be the value of
सर ये डिवाइड बाय 5 नहीं आएगा?
नहीं ना आएगा n minus 1. n minus 1 से divide होगा. It is not divided with n, it is divided by n minus 1. So S2 becomes 6 under root. So what is the value of under root 6?
2.44.
2.44.
So this will be value of your S2. Now you'll get the now you will have all values put in the formula and then you can calculate. So what is the first? Calculate the value of SP. So SP is equal to under root of first N1. N1 is your 7. So 6 into S1 square. So S1 we have calculated as S1 we have calculated 1.91. So 6 into 1.91 square. Fine. So 6 into 1.91 square plus into S2 is calculated as 3.4. So
Sir,
4 into
Sir, 2.44.
what?
S2.
3.4.
No, it's 2.4.
It's 2.4.
Yes, sir.
6. What is the value of under root 6? Yeah, 2.4. And it cannot be 3.4. It is 2.4. Okay. So this value comes out to be as, so plus 4 into 2.4 divided by N1 is 7 plus 5 minus 2, that is 10. Fine. So calculate this. 1.91 square. 2.4 is also square. 2.4 का भी तो square होगा ना? Fine. So calculate this. 1.91 square. कैलकुलेट करके बताओ इसको क्या आंसर आ रहा है. 1.91 square into 6 plus 2.4 square into 4 divided by 10 and the complete under root. So 3.6481 into 6. So this comes out to be 21.89. And then plus 2.4 into 2.4, 5.76 into 4. So 23.04. Fine. So this so 44.93 divided by 10. So 4.493 and under root of 4.49.
Sir, 2.11.
Under root of
2.1 क्रॉस करके
21.89 plus 23.04. So 4.493 था ना. So under root of 4.493 is 2.12. So SP value comes out to be, so SP is 2.12. Fine. So put in the T calculated. T calculated becomes X1B. X1 bar is 14 and 11. So it becomes 14 minus 11 whole divided by under root of fine. So 14 minus 11 divided by under root of SP. SP is 2.12 and into of 1 by 7 plus 1 by 5. Fine. So calculate this. So this will be your T calculated value. So 1 by 7 plus 1 by 5. So 1 by 7 is 0.142 plus 0.2. So 0.343. So 0.343 into 2.12. 0.726 and 0.727 हो गया 0.727 का अंडर रूट 0.727 under root is 0.85 and the answer is 3 divided by 0.852. So 3 divided by 0.852. So that becomes 3.521. So the T calculated value comes out to be like T calculated value is 3.521. So that will be your T calculated. Now you have to see the T table value. It is the same as we have seen in the earlier case. So T table is for the degrees of freedom, it is DF here is again N1 plus N2 minus 2. So which is again 10. So we have to check for 10 in front of 10 and it is a one tail test. So 0.05 you have to check. You don't have to divide it with 2 here. So 5% only one tail, so that is 0.05 is the case. So you have to check for 10 and 0.05. So see the table and you can check the value. What is that value is? So 10 and 0.05. So which is 1.812. Fine. So 1.812 is the answer. So 1.812 is your table value.
सर रिपीट करना इसको
I will show the table.
यस सर
So this is the table you have to see for degrees of freedom as 10 and now as it is a one tail test, so you have to check for 0.05. So 0.05 one tail, so it comes out to be 1.812. So the value is 1.812. So your table value becomes 1.812. Fine. So
दीपांशु मेरे खातर भी लिया भाई
fine. So this becomes, so T table value becomes, so T table is 1.812. I'm telling you. So it is 1.81. So 1.812. That is your table. Now step 5 comparison. So what is the result? Calculated is 3.5. Table is 1.8. So again there is calculated is greater than table. So T calculated is greater than T table. So that's why rejection of null hypothesis. Will reject the null hypothesis, which says that there is a significant increase in the weight of the chicken when they are provided with the more proteins. Fine enough. This is your case of your two sample mean, where SD is given and where the SD is not given. Fine. And the last case under your t-test is your paired sample t-test. So write down that case now. The paired sample t-test. So write down the question. So this we will be doing in Excel because it requires the calculations. So the Excel sheet is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now see the question. Write down the last case of the t-test, that is the paired sample t-test, and the difference over here is, first understand what is the difference. In the paired sample t-test, the difference is like there is a comparison pre and post. So paired comparison, we have made a paired of the two sample. It is not the independent samples, they are the dependent samples. The case which we have discussed before, this two sample t-test which we have discussed, that is the case of a two sample independent samples. So we have taken 5 samples of one and 7 samples of the other. They are not related to each other. Like we have taken the 5 students of section A and 7 students of section B. They are not related to each other. But paired sample says, if we have taken the 5 students of section A, the same 5 sample must be taken of the same students, maybe after an experiment. So like I have taken the example before also, before teaching the sample of 5 students has to be taken, and after teaching the same sample of 5 students have to be taken again. So that is a paired one, before and after effect with the same sample. So that is known as your paired sample t-test. Clear? So that is the condition in the paired sample. So if the sample size before it n, after the second is also be n. Because it is the same sample, we cannot change the sample in the case of a paired sample. Fine. So write down the question. The memory capacity of 9 students were tested. So the memory capacity of 5 students were tested before and after training. The memory capacity of 5 students were tested before and after training. Test at 5% level of significance whether the training was effective from the following scores. So there will be a capacity of 9 students was tested before and after the training. You have to check at 5% level of significance whether the training was effective or not. Fine. So as the example I have discussed, the same is the question. So we have tested for the 9 students. So student 1, 2. So as the case, we have a check for 9 students. So there will be data for the 9 students. These are the tests before exam, and then you are given with the after exam, after training, sorry. So before training and after training. So before training, it will be 10, 15, 10, 15, 9, 3, 7, 12, 16, 17 and 4. 10, 15, 9, 3. 10, 15, 9, 3, 7, 12, 16, 17 and 4. So this becomes your before, and after results are 12, 17, 8, 5, 6, 11, 18, 20 and 3. These becomes your after results. Fine. So this is your data given to you. So again, formulation of hypothesis. So H naught is, what is the H naught? 4 is equal to after.
Before equal to after.
Fine. So before if you can say this is the marks. So before training marks is equal to after training marks. And alternate is HA. HA is before
Not
training
equal.
marks is less than, not equal to, less than. Because we are concerned with the training effective. Training effective कब होगी? जब after training के ज़्यादा होंगे marks तभी effective होगी ना. So it is a case of one tail or two
One
tail.
tail. So one
It
tail.
is a case of one tail. They are only case of effective. And next is T calculated. So write down the formula for T calculated in this case, paired sample T test. So the paired sample T test So for the paired sample T test, the formula is formula I have to write there only. The paired sample T test, the formula is T calculated is equal to D bar, D mean I can write. So D mean divided by standard deviation S divided by under root of N. So D bar divided by S by under root of N. Fine. So T calculated is equal to D bar divided by S by under root N. Where D bar is, अब D bar क्या होगा?
Sir,
The mean
repeat
of
again. Sir, repeat again
D
formula.
bar divided by S, or I will write it more clear with this.
S.
It's it becomes D bar divided by S divided by under root of N. Becomes the formula. So D bar divided by S divided by under root N, where D bar is the difference in the marks before and after. So D bar means the summation of D bar is the mean. So I will calculate the mean. We are clear with the example. S is your standard deviation. So I am writing down the formula for this. So D bar is, so D mean is equal to summation of D. So summation of D by N. So that is your D bar. Then your S is under root of summation D minus D mean square divided by N minus 1 complete under root. So which is sigma D minus D mean square. So D minus D mean का square divided by N minus 1 complete under root. So that will be the S. So now you can and you can put the D bar you can calculate. So D mean you can calculate by this formula. Now S you can calculate by this formula. Putting in this you can calculate the value of D calculated. So now we will calculate the answer. So the first is the formula for D. So what is the D? D is the difference between the two. So that is 10 minus 2. So which is minus 2. That becomes your minus 2. Then again minus 2. Then you have 1. Then minus 2 again. Then 1. Then 1. Then you have minus 2. Then you have minus 3. And then you have 1. So this will be your D. Now next comes. So the formula for mean is D. Mean is sigma D by N. So you have to make the sigma D. So sigma D is minus 7. So minus 7 divided by 9. So the D bar value comes out to be. So what is the value of D mean? D bar or D mean. So D bar is equal to this divided by 9. Minus 0.7778. So that becomes your D mean. Okay. So now next we want to calculate the value of S. So S is D minus D mean square. So you have to calculate now D minus D mean square. So which is equal to, so which will be equal to this, which will be equal to D minus of D mean, and this you write minus 7 only, otherwise it will be confused. Fine. So this we have to calculate this minus this ka whole square. Calculate the difference.
Excuse
So
me
it will be minus. Yeah.
सर डी बार आपने एस बोला था अंडर रूट ऑफ डी माइनस डी बार. इट इज द सम ऑफ डी.
क्या बोल रहे हो दोबारा?
-7 is a sum of d, sir, not d bar.
D बार इज मीन. तो सबका मीन निकालना है, तो जितने भी हमने डीज निकाले हैं इन सबका सम डिवाइडेड बाय एवरेज. एवरेज है ना डी बार, सारों का एवरेज लेना है. तो इन सबको प्लस किया, -7 आया, -7 को 9 से डिवाइड किया, वो डी बार आ गया.
सर मतलब n से नहीं डिवाइड करना, मतलब d बार
n से डिवाइड किया तो -7 को 9 से डिवाइड किया तभी तो आया ये. अच्छा मैंने यहाँ पे ये गलत दे रहा हूँ, सॉरी. तो ये तो आया सम को हमने 9 से डिवाइड किया तभी ये आंसर आया ना. अब होगी बात क्लियर? अब यहाँ मैं गलती कर रहा हूँ, यहाँ मैंने d माइनस d मीन निकालना है. यहाँ पे आई हैव मेड द मिस्टेक. सो हियर दिस, तो d माइनस d मीन क्या होगा, इज इक्वल टू दिस माइनस ऑफ ये वैल्यू होगी -0.77778.
यही तो बोल रही थी सर मैं d बार.
हाँ ठीक. आई थॉट कि तुम ये वाला डाउट पूछ रहे हो. हाँ ये
नो
मैंने
सर d मीन बोल.
agreed. So this becomes your d minus d mean, which is -1.22 this, and for all the values you have to calculate this. So this becomes your d minus d mean, and now you have to calculate d minus d mean ka square. So then you have to calculate the square for this. So which will be equal to this multiply by this. This becomes your d minus d bar mean. Now in the formula you require summation of this. So summation, if you have calculated, so sum of all this. So sum of all this divided by n minus 1 now. So you have to check here the formula, that is sigma of d minus d bar square divided by n minus 1. So your S becomes So S becomes 23. So power function you can say, or first we'll calculate this. So 23.5 divided by 8, and then the under root of the same, that will be the answer. So under root is equal to 2.944 raised to the power 0.5. So 1.716. So 1.716 will be the value of S. So ये value आ गई S square की. So S value comes out to be 1.71580. Fine. So you have calculated the value of S. You have calculated the value of D bar. Now you put in this formula to calculate the value of T calculated. So D bar divided by S by under root n. So your T calculated is D bar. So D bar is this. So your is D bar divided by, or first you will calculate S by under root n. First calculate in this way, S by under root n. So S you have calculated as this one. So first you will calculate the denominator 1.7158 divided by under root 9, divided by 9 का under root. Sorry, not under root, S by under root n. It is S by under root n. So 9 का under root 3. So you have to solve 1.715 divided by 3. So whatever the answer comes, you have to divide it with this. Give me the answer. So first you have to divide this with 3. So is equal to this divided by 3. So 0.57. Now you have to, T calculated is this value divided by 1.35, 1.34, 1.36 you can calculate, taken. So T calculated is your, ignore the minus sign, so it will be 1.36. Now table value here it is 1 tail 5%, and degrees of freedom is, here it is only one sample because it is a paired only. So if n is the first, n is the second also, the degrees of freedom is n minus 1. So 8 is the degrees of freedom and 1 tail 0.05. So 8 degrees of freedom. So 8 is your degrees of freedom and 1 tail 0.05. So this comes out to be 1.860. So your T table value becomes, T table is 1.860. 1.860. So this is your table value, this is your calculated value. Here calculated is less than table. T calculated का mod check करना है. 1.3 is less than table. So we'll accept the null hypothesis. So that means there is no effect of the training aspect. So the question says there is no significant effect of the training on the marks of the students because the null hypothesis is rejected. Fine enough. Any doubts in this? Any doubt?
So can you please repeat the value of S2? This is S2 or S square? What you have written over
S
below the
square.
D mean?
This is S. Sorry, this is S. This is S square. Fine. So this is S square and this is S because we have taken the under root of the same. So this is the S now. So S divided by under root of n. N is 9. So under root of 9 is 3. So we have made this value divided by 3.
Sir, but why do we need to take the S square?
S स्क्वायर तो हमने यहाँ से आएगा नहीं, D माइनस डी बार का स्क्वायर S स्क्वायर ही तो आएगा. ये देखो ना, फॉर्मूला चेक करो. So दिस इज योर एस। हमें एस पहले ये निकाला ना, तो बस तुम ये हम एक्सेल में कर रहे हैं ना, इसीलिए लिखने में प्रॉब्लम आती है। अदरवाइज यू कैन डायरेक्टली कैलकुलेट इट, यू गेट द एस ओनली। तुम्हें एस ही आएगा। हमारे पास कैलकुलेशन में पहले ये आया था, इसीलिए मैंने अलग लिखा था। अदरवाइज यू आर डायरेक्टली, इफ यू आर कैलकुलेटिंग मैनुअली, यू कैन गेट इट एस ओनली।
ओके सर, ओके।
फाइन। सो एनी डाउट्स?
ये तो सर इसका आंसर ये आया कि मतलब बिफोर ट्रेनिंग जो मार्क्स थे वो कम थे और आफ्टर ट्रेनिंग मार्क्स ज्यादा है।
नहीं, जो हम ये कह रहे हैं, बिकॉज वी आर रिजेक्टिंग एक्सेप्टिंग अ नल हाइपोथेसिस, इन दिस केस वी आर एक्सेप्टिंग अ नल, so t calculated is less than your table value, so we are accepting a null hypothesis, so this means there is no significant effect of the training
Okay.
कोई इफेक्ट नहीं है, बहुत ज्यादा मार्क्स बढ़े नहीं है ट्रेनिंग के बाद।
अच्छा, सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस नहीं है, बट अगर हम इनका दोनों का ना मीन निकाल के देखेंगे तो सर ज्यादा आएगा। वो
ज्यादा है, वो देखो, अगर हम अदरवाइज इसका मीन निकालते हैं, चलो मैं मीन भी निकालता हूँ, तो वो तो सम से भी आइडिया हो जाएगा।
8.4 है इसका।
ये देखो, एक का 100 आ रहा है, एक का 93 आ रहा है, तो अदरवाइज तो 193 से बेटर है ना।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
ठीक, बट बात ये है कि सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस, अब सपोज करो 100 बेटर है, पर इस ट्रेनिंग के लिए 2 लाख रुपए खर्च करे। सपोज मैं अदरवाइज एग्जांपल लेता हूँ, मैंने 2 लाख रुपए का ट्रेनर एम्प्लॉय किया है,
ठीक है,
और उससे सिर्फ 7 मार्क्स का डिफरेंस आ रहा है, तो मैं यही कहूंगा ना कि वो इनसिग्निफिकेंट है, वो सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस नहीं है। बट वही अगर मेरी ट्रेनिंग 1000 रुपए में हो जाती है, फिर मेरे लिए हो सकता है ये सिग्निफिकेंट हो जाए।
ठीक है सर, आई गॉट इट।
ठीक है ना, तो सिग्निफिकेंस डिफरेंस देखना है, वेदर देयर इज सिग्निफिकेंस डिफरेंस इन दी इंक्रीज इन दी मार्क्स और नॉट। नो डाउट मार्क्स इंक्रीज है, पर क्या वो सिग्निफिकेंट है इंक्रीज? सो हमारा रिजल्ट ये बता रहा है देयर इज नो सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस इन द इंक्रीज ऑफ द मार्क्स और द इफेक्ट ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग।
ठीक है सर।
फाइन।
Excuse me, sir.
या
That this is that मतलब हमने जो रिजल्ट निकाला, that is again dependent on more factors.
पर वो
यहाँ
लेवल
पे
ऑफ
तो हमने
सिग्निफिकेंस नहीं, वो जो मैं फैक्टर
हेलो,
तो मैं अपना लेवल ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस कम करूंगा, मैं कॉस्ट फैक्टर नहीं यहाँ डाल सकता, बट हियर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस इफ द कॉस्ट ऑफ ट्रेनिंग इज 2 lakhs, मैं अपना सिग्निफिकेंस लेवल रिड्यूस कर दूंगा। तो अपने आप ही टी की टेबल की वैल्यू चेंज हो जाएगी, उसके हिसाब से मेरा एक्सेप्टेंस रिजेक्शन। So I have to play on with the level of significance. If I am more concerned, I have to reduce my level of significance. Clear? So any more doubts? So we are stopping this lecture right now. So in the next lecture, we are doing the chi-square test. So we are completed with the z-test and the t-test. One sample, all the cases of z-test and t-test. In the next lecture, we'll start with the chi-square, and then will the in the next tomorrow only we are completing chi-square and your f-test. Fine. So that we will be covering tomorrow. So any doubt we can discuss, or first I will stop the recording. 1 second.